Today we're going to make a glass deck. I've always been intrigued by glass block, and I think it's kind of unfortunate that it's so often associated with bad 80s architecture. So I picked a bunch of these up from Home Depot and decided to see what I can make out of them. I want to make some frames that the blocks can sit into, so I got some 1-inch angle steel and clamped it together so I could weld it into a single T-shaped member. After welding it along the top, I flipped it over and welded it from the underside as well. T-shaped sections do exist, but not at the steel yards that were near me, so I spent a little over an hour welding these up. I used my angle grinder to cut these T-shaped pieces to length. I was now ready to assemble the first mini frame. I used the T-shaped pieces in the middle, single angle sections on either of the ends, and flat bars on the tops and bottom. I used a couple of blocks as spacers and started working my way welding across the frame. This was a little bit tricky because I wanted the welds to be strong, but I didn't want to build up too much material in the corners because that would be difficult to grind out. I also want to keep the gaps between the blocks minimal, which means that there isn't a lot of room for error. I went pretty thin on the steel because I was really worried about the frames getting too heavy, so I made sure to weld from both sides. I left the flat bars a little bit long and then just trimmed them with my angle grinder. I made 4 of these small frames and then measured them so that I could make a big frame that would support all 4. For this big frame, I'm going to use 2-inch tube steel that I also cut with my angle grinder. I want to create a ledge that these smaller frames could sit on, so I welded a piece of 1-inch angle steel to the tube steel. I then checked to make sure everything fit before welding the big frame together. I used some more tube steel to create a center support, and then welded on 5 legs that'll hold the big frame about 10 inches off the ground. We primed all of the steel with rusty metal primer. This is my go-to base layer anytime I'm working with steel. We finished the frames with Rust-Oleum protective enamel. While we were waiting for the paint to dry, we marked off the location for the deck and drove the excavator up the mountain so that we could start digging. Let's take a break from the digging so I can tell you about the sponsor for this video, FilterBuy. Now, typically my sponsors want me to show how cool their product looks or how innovative the features are, but FilterBuy actually wanted me to show you how it removes all this really gross stuff that's in the air of your home. This is what an air filter in our HVAC system looks like after just 2 months of use. This was white when we put it in. Now ask yourself, when's the last time you changed your air filters? With FilterBuy, you don't have to ask yourself that question anymore because they have this really handy subscription service where you just sign up, let them know what size air filters your system uses, and they'll put you on a plan and just keep sending you nice clean air filters right when you need them. As someone that is allergic to dust and pollen, I see a noticeable improvement when the air filtration in a home is working properly. I got my parents a subscription, and me and Mike use them here at Maker Ranch. Click on the link in the description box to learn more. Alright, back to the build. I'd rented this excavator to dig a hole for the septic system for the container house, but I had a little bit of extra time with it, so it came in handy for this project. We made some frames out of 2x6s that we're going to fill with concrete to support each of the 5 legs. Getting these 80-pound bags of Quikrete 5000 up the hill wasn't a lot of fun, but I got to really test out this rock carrier that I had made earlier. After double checking to make sure they were all level, we mixed the concrete and placed it into the wooden frames, and then dragged the frames up the mountain and placed them onto the concrete footings. I used a rock carrier to start collecting larger rocks, and then I placed them around the perimeter of the big frame. I wanted to sort of build up a rock wall so that when I used the excavator to fill in around the frame, I would have relatively straight, clean rock walls. We just kept pushing and raking until we had a relatively flat surface that went up flush to the frame. My brother Nate screwed down a bunch of 2x4s so we'd have something nice and stable to pin the lights down to. We ordered these 16-foot long LED light strips that are waterproof off of Amazon. We picked these ones because they were rated for outdoor use and because you can control the lights from your phone through an app, which we thought would be handy in case we didn't have easy access to the hardwired controls. Our first idea for a diffuser was to make a frame out of white PVC pipe and then lay these plastic diffuser panels on top. This worked okay, but we saw that there'd be a problem with dirt constantly falling through, and then you'd have to pull the glass block off to sweep it out. We also saw that the frames were bending way too much, so we had to figure out a way to reinforce them. We used some 1/2-inch iron pipe to create little columns that would support the small frames at the joints. We also went in with the welder and welded the small frames together. I picked up some doubled wall acrylic paneling from Home Depot and cut it into strips that would go right on top of the angle steel. We then placed a glass block right on top of that, and the whole thing worked great. We built a waterproof box to contain all of the controls and plugs, and so that there would just be a single cord coming out. We made a little capsule out of drain pipes to protect the connection of the power strip to the extension cord. We then added some cement board, sealed everything up with silicone, and then buried it all. We don't have power on top of the mountain, so I just plugged it into my Goal Zero Yeti power pack. This is a really handy battery bank that I take with me when I go camping, and I even use it to power all of my handheld power tools during the construction of the container house. I can charge this battery bank by either plugging it into a socket at my house, or by plugging in a solar panel. I really like how the deck mirrors the sky during the daytime, and then slowly starts to glow as it gets darker. Now I know making something like this won't make sense to a lot of people, and that's okay. I made this for me. I don't really care much about cars or clothes or things like that. I do really value experiences, and I just wanted to create a place on top of my mountain where me and my friends can hang out. And who knows, maybe we'll even get Mike from Modern Builds to moonwalk across it. This simple installation creates so many interesting visual moments, and I'm really excited to figure out how I'm going to design furniture to put on top of it. If you want to see what we're working on next, be sure to follow us on Instagram. Check out some of our other videos, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thanks! Bye!